What's up, guys? I'm Jason, aka Captain Nasty. Welcome to Anchored in Muscle Radio, where we are finding ways to help people for free with their weight loss, their muscle building, and wellness goals. Now, this is our first ever. There will never be another like it. Our first ever episode. And of course, I am definitely not a radio producer, a radio personality. I work in an industrial field. I am a boat captain. That is what I do, but I am trying to reach my fellow brothers and sisters out there in maritime fields, related fields, their families, their friends, and bring my knowledge in fitness and nutrition to them as free as I possibly can. And, you know, I've been having an awesome time doing this. We have been making YouTube videos for a little over a year now. We've had a group going over on Facebook, Anchored in Muscle on Facebook. We actually have 4 groups on Facebook. And this is just another way that we are trying to get out our message that you can work in an industrial field. You can be a wife at home who is also working, taking care of the kids, you know, have these rough schedules. You don't have to be some perfect fitness professional, some perfect image of someone who is trying to go out there and compete on stage. It doesn't have to be cardboard. I mean, we all have to have normal lives. So we're trying to get that message out there. So thank you for joining us. Of course, we are going to get better. Again, this is our first ever attempt at making a podcast. This has been a learning experience for us, just as putting out YouTube videos, making posts, writing articles on our website. And, you know, this is just another way we're going to try to get more real and bring out more of our own personalities, because that's what everybody's been asking me for. Everyone seems to say, well, when we get on the phone, you sound a lot different than you do in your YouTube videos and, you know, the way that you write. So, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, if you got the kids with you, if you have any of your kids around you and you don't like cursing, you might want to turn this off or turn it down. Listen to it later, because this is as real and as raw as you are going to get me, because my co-host across from me, my beautiful wife, the awesome and amazing person who, as she says, is always in the background. She doesn't like to be out in front of the camera. She will bust out laughing and go crazy, but she actually has a great personality. She will more than likely add some comedy to this thing. And I'm sure that you guys will be entertained by the interactions between she and I. But the one thing that I continue to hear from her is you need to be yourself. You need to get your own personality out there. You're trying to make it too perfect. And the people that you are actually trying to reach, they are real down-home, hardworking people. They don't speak in some professional terms. They don't watch their words. So there will definitely be some cursing in this podcast along the way. There will be some off-color jokes. So come on in here, Brandi. Be nasty. You're over there being shy. I can see you right now, but you have to get in here. As I said the other day on our first ever attempt, it's showtime, baby. You are going to have to get in here with me. You can't just sit over there and be quiet. We have to let everybody know who we are, what we're all about in this introductory podcast episode. And trust me, guys, I know that all of you out there are on a journey. It's going to be a fitness journey. You're trying to either lose weight, you're trying to be healthier, maybe you want to play with your kids, you want to, pass a physical. Nobody wants to be hit with that dreaded medical waiver. And guys, we really have something to offer here. So get in here with me, Brandi, because you are the producer extraordinaire in this venture.
Sorry, I don't do well with being put on the spot.
Yeah, but your main job here is to keep me on track, because guys, I don't know.
He rambles.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen some of my YouTube videos, but I tend to start off with one topic, and
he makes bases out in the outfield.
Yeah, it's almost like a family tree. And you know, it's only because I want to give them the best. You know that. I want to give them everything. I want to give them everything I got. But the one thing that, you know, you always come back to with anything, fitness, nutrition, lifting weights, working out, is that question I brought up to you the other day in that live feed that we did in our TransPhormation challenge group. It depends. Everything in fitness, nutrition, bodybuilding, whether it be CrossFit, powerlifting, bodybuilding, just, trying to lift weights and work out to look good, feel good. It depends. It depends on your goal, your individual genetics, your individual schedule, your lifestyle circumstances, if you will. It depends on your job, your sleep patterns,
your drive,
your own motivation, your goals. So, it always depends. But, what do you have to say coming into here? Because I know we have, guys, this is certainly not scripted. So bear with us a little bit.
No, it's not.
This is our first attempt ever. And the main thing that I want to get across here to tell everybody, a little bit about who we are, what the intent of this podcast is, and, where we are coming from and the things that we can do to help them. So what do you have for me to get me on track? Because I'm already rambling. I already know this. But look, this podcast is going to be about fitness, nutrition, working out, lifting weights, different workout programs, and teaching supplementation, different foods. But, I want it to be a lot more to that. And the good thing about us, the good thing that we are doing this all on our own, and that we are not, this is like not our living. This is not our profession. We can really do whatever the fuck we want to do with it, right? We can make this whatever we want. We can make this whatever our listeners want, whatever our followers want. We can get into, towboat stories. We can get into, all kinds of different questions, because at the end of the day, this thing is about self-improvement in more ways than just your fitness, nutrition, and wellness.
So why don't you give them a little bit on your background?
A little bit about my background, because and that's great, because
how did you start?
Where I got started. Look, guys, I'm like everyone else. Of course, I was a young kid. I wanted to play football just like everybody else. I would see all the bodybuilding magazines. I began to read all those articles, and to me, those people were just fucking amazing. That's who I wanted to be. I wanted to be Superman. I wanted to be a super athlete. And around about 17 years old, I came across a guy who had opened the first ever gym in the little small town, Lumberton, Texas, where we actually currently live now. Guy's name was Brandi. Consequently, we saw him at the restaurant. We saw him at the restaurant the other day, and I was the first member of his gym, and he was a regional level bodybuilder, and kind
of like your mentor.
Yeah, he ended up being kind of like a mentor, because he took me under his wing. He really showed me the way how to train properly, how to train in, a bodybuilding mindset, a bodybuilding structure. Really taught me a lot. Really, again, took me under his wing, got me started. And, my journey in fitness has been up and down, just like everyone else. Of course, I graduated, got out. Well, I didn't graduate. Hell, I'm a fucking high school dropout. Or kicked out anyway. I got kicked out, and I went to work as a heavy equipment operator, specialized heavy equipment operator, traveling all over the country. It was really difficult to stay, eating properly on the road. But, I kind of got away from fitness, kind of got away from training. Then when I got back, I finally went on the boats. I started out on the boats as a deckhand in 1997. And, started getting back into more of a physical labor constantly. And by the time that I was able to get in the wheelhouse, now I can start making some decisions. I can start saying, hey, we got to have weights on the boat. And before you knew it, we had over 2,000 pounds of free weights hanging out off the ass end of the boat. And every single member of the boat, it was like, I like to describe it. Some people laugh at me when I was describing it like this. It was like a prison yard out there on the stern of the boat, because, every single member of the crew, we would always get out there. We had great camaraderie. We made friends out of it. We were all training. We had a really good time. Of course, back then, the internet really wasn't going yet. So it was all about reading the bodybuilding magazines. And then
I think I just threw some out.
You did, yeah.
I've
had some magazines all this time. So yeah, I mean, it really got started there. I started building gyms on different boats that I would be on, and learning more and more. Come around 2007, I was able to work myself into a position on a day boat. where I go home every day, work 12-hour shifts. We work 14 and 7, 14 days on, 7 days off, 12-hour shifts, going home every day. And now I could actually get into a real commercial gym and get really serious. So along that journey, even though I've been learning all the way, I studied, I started reading every book I could get my hands on. When the internet did come along, of course, I'm on the forums. I'm researching like crazy, YouTube
nonstop.
seminars nonstop. So I get into a commercial gym. I fall in with yet another bodybuilder who is actually a national level competing bodybuilder. And, I wanted to walk in his shoes. I wanted to know exactly every single thing that he was doing. So I hired the guy as a trainer. And, it lasted a pretty good ways. It lasted a pretty good time. But at the point which he told me, we had this conversation one day. He says, really and truly, he goes, sometimes I don't understand what you need me for because I'm really just counting reps. And then, the more I got to thinking, I really didn't hear from him unless it was time to buy more sessions. So, I wasn't really getting out of that exactly what I wanted to get out of it because I just really wanted to belong because to me, he was cool. He was doing things that I thought was cool and that I wanted to do. I wanted to learn more about it. So, of course, I went my own way. And eventually, I got really tired of the commercial box gym culture because it was really...
it's kind of like high school.
Yeah, it's so cliquish, and if you're not part of their group, then you're just a nobody, even though you might have you might know a good bit, but, a lot of those people are rude and they're very shallow. Not all of them, but a lot of them are, okay? The people who are competing, they may look down their nose at you if you're just a regular person who's just trying to get in shape. And of course, you may not know as much as they do, but you're trying to learn, okay? So, after I bought this home that we are actually in our living room right now, literally in our living room, sitting at the coffee table making this podcast, I had an extra building out there and I had decided that I wanted to try to build my own gym.
You're welcome.
And, Brandi and I, we're fast forwarding. Brandi and I had already started dating and she really encouraged me to get along. And then, of course, me and you, we never keep up with how many years we've been married. Eventually, we got married.
And I don't know how many years.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
either.
not a typical girl.
But we decided.
We've been together. We've been together a total of 8.
Okay, 8 years?
Yeah.
But along the way, I had always dreamt of owning my very own gym. And this was always a dream of mine. So, fast forward a little bit longer here. And I come across a gym here in town that was going out of business. And so I call up here I am, guys. I'm calling up my wife. I'm like, hey, there's a gym going out of business over here.
And Brandy's going, oh shit.
Yeah, because I have big dreams and big goals. And I was like, hey, why don't we just, break off and go ahead and buy out this equipment. We'll open up our own gym. It'll be awesome. It'll be great. And, I don't know how deep we can go, how much more detail. But anyway, long story short, I have a very supportive wife. She always lets me chase my dreams. She always encourages me. Sometimes I think you're just hanging on. At times, do you feel
Sometimes I am.
You're just hanging on for dear life? And like, where is he going to go next?
Sometimes I am.
So, later on, we ended up buying all the equipment. Of course, I couldn't get just the pieces I wanted. We ended up buying it. We had so much shit. Of course, it's not going to.
Oh, my God.
It is not going to all fit in this small space that I have. So what did we have? We have like 3 storage buildings worth of equipment even after I cherry picked.
Trying to sell it piece by piece.
Yeah, trying to sell it piece by piece after I cherry picked everything that I could possibly squeeze into the space that we actually have. And so we both decided, I was like, look, I want to start maybe personal training one-on-one. But, she was having trouble in the corporate world. And I thought, okay, she really wants to get out of the corporate world. This would be something great for her. And we can both just go ahead and officially, I've been studying this shit all of my life. I can go ahead and, take a personal trainer certification course or whatever courses I want to take. And she can take those and we can start like a private studio right here in our own home. But that didn't work very long either because, I realized that it was really going to get back to what I had experienced myself.
It kept what's the word? Metamorphosing.
It kept.
Whatever you want to call it.
It kept morphing into
that
something
word.
Different. And
there was a metamorphosis.
And here's the thing, guys. I am not interested. It'd be a lie to say nobody wants to make money.
We consider doing a hardcore gym.
Yeah, we had considered
at one point.
opening up a hardcore gym, and then it, it morphed into a private training studio.
But
and then
sorry, I love this town, but I just didn't see that.
yeah, it's not going to work in this
Not
town.
with this community.
It's not going to work in this town. So that kind of morphed into we're going to have a private 101 studio, and then that really didn't sit well with me either because look, I don't want to be that guy who's calling you up saying, "Hey man, do you want to buy more sessions? Are you ready to buy? You ready to invest even more?" No, I think it is completely crazy and ridiculous for me to charge you for having a conversation, and teaching you about fitness and about nutrition. So, I ended up being able to apply. I come across the Phorm International through following Dana Lynn and Rob Bailey a little over a year and a half, probably 2 years ago. And I come across them. They are really fucking awesome, right? And they're just really cool. And one day I saw an ad online where I could apply to become a representative.
In fact, at the time, Phorm was only setting up little tents when they would have their.
Yeah, they're not big around here. They're definitely not big around here. They were new to us, but I saw where I could apply to be a representative, and I thought, wait a minute, this may be my end. This may be a way for me to be able to help people, not charge them anything directly, but of course, then there's that step you have to apply. So I applied, and I asked them if I could bring Brandi along with me, both of us be representatives. So initially, to me, this is a hell of an accomplishment to apply at tens of thousands of people to be picked because they check you out. They go through this. They want to open up all your social media. They want to check out and make sure that you're a good person, that you have an education, that you know what you're talking about, and that your main number one goal is to help people. So, I was able to be selected as a representative for Phorm. I could still say it today, a year and a half later. I have never been happier with any products in my life. I've never been happier than I am to be able to deal with the people on a daily, weekly basis because they provide us with a lot. They give us a lot of tools. They provide us with tools that allow us to help more people. They provide us with continuing education. Just a ton of stuff. But what it has allowed us to move beyond trying to chase people down for training sessions for profit. Because, that is our main goal. We want to get things out there. We want to get the information out there. I want to interact with people and never charge anybody a dime. And that is a good feeling.
And plus you notice there was more and more health issues occurring out on the boats. I may not be saying it right, but
No, you're saying it right. I mean,
I shouldn't say target.
No, I wouldn't say target.
That need help that nobody really thinks about.
Yeah, nobody is talking to them.
That's what I meant to say.
Nobody is speaking to the people who are working offshore because they're really just, throwing a message out there. And my thing is yes, you're correct. My thinking is a lot of our guys are having trouble with type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease. And the rules and regulations to keep your license, to keep your livelihood are getting more and more stringent. And people are literally, I saw it on my own boat, on my own vessel. I work as the relief. The captain of my vessel has type 2 diabetes. And I've seen him on 2 different occasions have to stay off the boat for about 3 to 4 months. Now, my issue there is I want to help everybody make sure that they are passing their physicals and that they are making it home to play with their kids, be there with their kids for the rest of their kids' future. That is a passion of mine because one thing about it is I'm not supposed to be in shape. Okay, guys, I don't know. I try not to post too many pictures because it's really not about me. It's about everybody, all of you guys out there. I really try not to post pictures, but sometimes I have to let people know that, I know what I'm talking about here. Okay, I'm 20 years into a maritime career. I'm 18 years in the wheelhouse, sitting in that wheelhouse chair. And no offense to anyone, but I am supposed to be overweight. I'm supposed to probably have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, you name it. And I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of me, but I'm in pretty good shape, okay?
He's 41.
And I'm 41 years old. I've been out there for 20 years, in the wheelhouse for 18, and I'm doing pretty good. And my message to you guys out there and the families at home, if I can do it, you can do it. And I can show you how. So, I'm going to kick it back to you, Brandi. What is it that you want to, what message do you want to put out there, maybe to the guys working, maybe to the families at home? Because don't forget, guys, we are here to offer our help to not only the guys and the men and the women working offshore or related fields. We are here to help their families as well. We offer our time. We offer our assistance. We offer counseling on workout programs, nutrition, supplementation. We put out educational content on a weekly basis. So, Brandi, what is it that what are your goals with this, basically this movement that we're trying to get going here?
Well, I kind of feel like all the guys on the boats are kind of invisible, I guess you could say, to their companies, in the aspect that you get a newsletter in the mail from your company that talks about certain health things, but where are you at? You're on a boat. So what happens to that piece of mail? It gets thrown away. And I mean, I just feel like y'all kind of get lost.
Well, I will say this: the companies
lost somewhere down the line.
Well, the companies,
and I don't feel like the companies do enough
to
support that. Maybe
they don't, but I will say this: they have come around. They have
not where they need to be, or at least not where I feel like they need to be.
Okay. Well, I will say this: they have come around in all these years. They are setting aside money in the budget. They are allowing people to purchase treadmills, ellipticals, weightlifting equipment. We do get a newsletter, but it's more.
But there's there's a little bit of education in it, because I've seen them, and what do? We throw them away.
Yeah, I mean, we throw them away because do you know why everybody throws that shit away? And I will say this, I will hand it to the company I work for, and I'm not going to put it out there. If you know who I work for, then great, fine. But the one thing I want to avoid in this whole movement, I don't want anybody hating on each other for what company they work for. I will say this about my company. I do know that quite a few years ago, they did make the effort, and they had somebody make some videos, but it was really like aerobics. And it was, nobody is going to listen to that. No. And my thing is, I can get people to listen to me because I know what they've been through. I've been there every day, day in, day out. I know what it's like to be on those boats. I know what it's like. I know the challenges. I know the food challenges. I know where the little Debbies and the cookies and the Cokes and the chip and the deep fryers, what the schedule is like. I understand these things, and I believe that, they will listen to me because I am doing what they are doing. I've lived it. I'm still doing it today. We may be putting out all this educational stuff. I may be on YouTube. I may be making a podcast right now. I may be writing articles for our website, but I still go to work every day. I've got 2 more days at home, and I'm going to be getting back out there on the grind right there in the mix every day with those guys. So I'm still an active. I work every day. That is my day job. That is my main career, aside from having multiple certifications in fitness, nutrition, lifting weights, and all that good stuff.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, that means it's your turn.
Kind of zoned out. Sorry. And I guess the rest of it's just kind of like, I know the women are at home. I say the women. Some of the men are at home too. We'll put it that way. It works both ways. Well, with the job or the kids, and just helping them find ways to do things easier, because it does get hectic. Even though he's on a day boat, it's still, and I know he hates when I say this, it's like being a single parent sometimes. I
do hate it but you know what?
But he knows what I mean by it.
But see, I challenge that, because a lot of the guys think that I have it so much easier. Whenever I would say no, I would have it. My schedule is much more.
Sometimes
hectic.
I think it's easier if you just be on the boat.
It would be easier for me if I lived on a boat, because guys, make no mistake about it. On Wednesday, I will go on day shift. I have to get up at 2:00 in the morning.
He's out of here by 2:45.
I have to be out of here by 2:45. Then I have to go chase down a boat somewhere. So I have to.
And you never know where it's going to be.
I never know exactly. I know the general area, but
just the area, but you don't know the exact location.
I don't know exactly where it's going to be. So then I have to get out there. I have to work my 12 hours. Then I have to get off that boat. I have to make that trip home. It will be 1 hour from the time I step off that boat to the time I get home. if traffic's not bad and I have to deal with traffic every single day, then I have to make time to train. I have to make time for my family. I have to make time for the kids, the wife, if something needs to be fixed around the house, and I still have to get some sleep. So,
and he's usually in bed when he's on days. Supposed to be in bed.
Supposed to be by 9, but it's usually about 10. Let's don't forget answering all the emails, making the phone calls, answering text messages, trying to write articles, fitness articles, trying to make videos for YouTube. Now we're adding in this podcast. So sometimes, it's even more hectic for me. But that's exactly what we're trying to get across to people, that you can be this busy. You can live this lifestyle and still be healthy and look good.
Even if it's doing just little things.
And I know a lot of people who actually do follow us, but there are people who out there who may be new to us. We actually do have 5 kids total.
Yeah.
So, we do have a hectic schedule.
He had 3 and I brought 2 in.
And, Brandi really makes a lot of these things possible, or a lot easier on me, a lot easier to manage. I can do a lot more because I have your help.
He's high maintenance.
I am high maintenance. We made a little
all the way around.
We made a little clip the other day, and I want to get back to that. If somebody asks Brandi, what is it that you do?
I'm a home manager. I manage my husband.
You're not just a home manager. You literally manage my life. I have a lot of shit going on here. So look, we went over my background, how I been all my life. Basically, I've got, since I was in my early teenage years lifting weights in one form or another. Then I had my own aspirations of competing on stage. What I didn't say is I did get injured pretty bad back in 2007.
Right before you met me.
Yeah, right before I met Brandi.
So I never got to see him at his biggest.
She never got to see me at my biggest because I did have a pretty bad injury, pretty bad back injury. And it's only been over the last 5 years that I could really start training full on. Okay. And ended up, I ended up getting off track anyway. So you slipped.
We were still within the parameters.
Oh, we're still within the parameters. But anyway, I ended up going back and getting a personal trainer certification in fitness nutrition specialist, also a specialist in figure and physique competition training, and then went on to be accepted and chosen and accepted by TransPhormation. Now we have to get back to your background. Yeah, I heard something. Brandi got distracted by a noise that she overheard in the microphone.
I do that easily.
We don't have like a professional recording studio. We're going to have to do the best we can. So what about your background? What is your background? How did you get into this fitness world, this fitness thing? You can't just sit up. You have to give people some background.
I'll get used to it eventually.
I know the ladies out there, they have been, whether you admit it or not, all the ladies that we have that follow us, that are in part of our competitions, they like hearing from you. They like hearing your perspective.
I'm probably the most real world person out of the two of us right at the moment.
Why? You think I'm like really deep into the whole fitness genre and all that good stuff?
No, I'm talking about from not being where I'm.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, get after it. Let's hear it. We need to.
I started playing softball in the 4th grade, and I played softball, up till 4 years ago. I don't
know exactly how long.
We're getting shorter. About 3 years ago, I'd say. Yeah, 3 years ago. Anyways, and even in high school when I was playing, I didn't play ball for high school, but I played for a league. But when I got into high school, I was also in the drill team for 2 years. So I was always really fit and very athletic. And of course, I was one of the stronger girls because of all my softball. And so I was the one that was having to lift all the tiny ones that you kind of threw around or picked up or whatever.
Like our daughter, who's actually
like my girl that's teeny tiny. Anyways, she won't take after me. But about 3 years ago, 3 years ago, my knee was killing me, and I had been playing slow pitch softball, and so I decided to go have it checked out. Well, it turns out they thought, okay, well, it's a torn meniscus. And so we went to have it repaired, and turns out there was a microfracture that I've been playing on for years and years and years. And I just never fully recovered from it. I'm not to where I could do what I used to do. I was first base. So, of course, that requires a lot of stretching, jumping, and second base. And I just couldn't do it anymore. It just was never the same again after that surgery. But after that surgery, we were sitting on the couch, and Jason, of course, hooked my computer up to the TV, and we were on bodybuilding.com watching the Olympia. And I'd never seen one before.
Because I'm always been a super fan of bodybuilding shows.
And I had never seen it before. And he had told me that they had a new division, which was women's physique. So, of course, that part comes on. Of course, I wasn't a fan of the bikini because it was like a beauty pageant to me. Just, wasn't my thing. Figure was getting better. And, of course, I liked the fitness because that was cool. They did all kinds of jumping around and stuff. What? He's waving his finger at me hold on.
I'm waving my finger at her like, hold on, because, I know that we are both, new to recording things and really talking about ourselves because neither one of us really like to talk about ourselves. But you're skipping over a lot here. Before me, you had already dated guys who were into working out and
not really.
And then
I had one.
And you came into.
There was only one. Thank you very much.
Okay. But whenever you came to meet me, as you really started getting into it, you thought it was weird. I have to shit.
That's because you were flexing in the mirror, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing? That's so weird. Are you freaking conceited? Vain? No." And then I finally caught it after a couple of years. But okay, no, I'd only dated one other person that was like into bodybuilding.
Right.
Everybody else was skinny or whatever else,
But you kind of took interest in it whenever we really started dating, and you really started learning more about it. Then there was a lot more to it.
But we weren't around each other a whole lot. So, and I'm not done.
Okay, well, feel free to go
So, leave me alone, mister. I don't even remember where I was at. Thank you. You jacked me up.
You were watching the Olympia.
Oh, anyway, and of course I thought the fitness division was pretty cool because they do all kinds of little jumping around, flip-flopping, and doing one-arm push-ups, and it's crazy. Anyways, and then of course the physique came on for the women's, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's like a step below the women's bodybuilding, which is pretty much becoming, it either is or it's becoming obsolete now.
Pretty much going now.
But, they had the more muscular, athletic build, a little bit bigger than, anyways, that's beside the point. And Dan Lynn Bailey stepped out on stage. And I was like, she's going to win. I didn't know why, but I was just like, she's going to freaking win.
She really did. She called it.
And she won. And I was hooked from then on with her and like obsessed with her. Anyway, so I started following her. And if y'all, like I said before, I think in one of my little videos, y'all need to check her and Rob out because they're a hoot. They're a trip. I mean, she is a character. But anyways, I just fell in love with her. And that's kind of what kind of kick-started my fitness thing. You didn't put your phone on silent.
Okay, but I will now.
You are busted.
Let's keep rolling.
Anyways, so and then of course, once my knee healed up, I had to do something because I knew I wasn't going to play softball again. And so Jason got me out in the gym and I started asking tons and tons and tons of questions. It was like a why? Like a little kid. And I think finally he kind of was like, you know what, just take a course because I'm tired of answering your questions. I could be wrong, but that's what I felt like. And
I wasn't tired of answering your questions, but the whole point of the matter is I really wanted to get you deeper because, timeline wise, this is all really going right into where we were buying the equipment and wanting to start our own little deal. So,
but I mean, and you also have to take into consideration that for years before Jason, even actually some of the time, right when we first started dating and seeing each other, I was doing things totally the wrong way.
Yeah, you were doing things totally wrong.
Of course, I'd been doing it for years. Yes, I have a history of being anorexic and binge eating. I can honestly say I've never been bulimic, but, and those things weren't working anymore. Not that I'm saying try it. Please don't think that. But, I have a history of it, and Jason was teaching me the right way.
Because when I come along, I told her that will never happen again. If you want to be with me, that's not a thing.
He even removed the scale from my house.
I completely removed the scale from your house.
Yeah, from my house. This is before we even moved in together. I think he brought it here to his house. Anyway, so that's what started my deal. And of course, I was finally close to hitting my goal back in August, which I weighed, I don't know, that's when we started dating, I weighed 145 pounds. 140?
140 when we first started dating.
140 when we first started dating. And of course, over time, it bumped up to 155. And then
but you're tall.
Yeah, I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8".
And Are you getting lost here?
Yeah, I'm getting lost. Help me out.
We cannot have dead space. You know, what I really wanted to get across to everybody, what I wanted to get out of you, so let me play the producer here. What I wanted to get out of you is I wanted everybody to understand your real world perspective on fitness and nutrition and where you want to go and what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do with everything? You now trying to be there for the ladies and tell the ladies, because this is the one thing that I always have trouble with the ladies, that, you know, they have everything out there on TV, infomercials every single day.
A lot of it's bullshit.
Every product known to man. But we have ladies that will see your pictures, you know, pre-injury, because you've been injured. You've been really and truly
since
out
August.
of the gym since last August. And this is what we're in May now.
Mm-hmm.
We're in April.
I've been
May.
out for almost a year.
Yeah, she's been out for a long time, but people will look at her photos and be like, oh, I want to look like that. And then I'm like, okay, but you need to listen up, because she was training with weights and she was training heavy.
I like to compete with Jason.
in a bodybuilding style.
Yes.
Full on.
Yes.
Just like me.
Yes.
And I like to tell people, you know, look, I'm not the strongest guy in the gym. I'm not trying to be. Okay, but still, to most people, I'm pretty strong. Literally, to give a description to all the ladies out there, and I'll let you take over here because I know you know where I'm going with this. Literally, to let the ladies know, you know, don't be afraid of training with weights, because muscle is the way. I mean, this is what we were all about. We were all about anchor.
That's when I saw the most results, was whenever I started lifting.
When you started lifting weights.
Uh-huh.
And people will look at those photos of you, and I believe, you correct me if I'm wrong, believe that you were still like 148.
Yes, I was at 148.
So we have before and after pictures of you where the body composition, your photos and your pictures are completely 100% different, but your weight in that process only changed by about 2 or 3 pounds.
Yeah.
So that is concrete.
So you have to get away from the scale. I'm a slave to the scale. Big time. You can't rely on the scale.
But you know, the thing I wanted to get across, because this is really just introductory, and I want everybody to get to know you and what you're like and what you're all about and the perspective that you can bring, because you are actually a certified personal trainer too.
Yes. And
a certified group instructor.
Yes.
And I don't know. Are you going to go? You got any intent on getting any more certifications, or are you just going to go with what you got?
No, I'm happy with what I have.
You happy with what you have? But not only can you offer that perspective as a female who has had issues in the past with her weight, but who is also a mother, a very busy mother, a crazy busy mother. When you try to talk about the kids that we have, managing things for me, helping me stay on track with my meals. I can teach you
shortcuts.
Yeah, she can teach you a lot of shortcuts. But how to put it all together, and the fact that they can be crazy busy, be a regular, everyday person, and still look amazing. Mm-hmm.
But you have to, I think the key is you have to 100% set that time aside for yourself.
Right. And I will say, and I'm not going to call anybody out, but we do have a few people that we work with that I believe that their number one issue is not wanting to set that time aside for themselves. I mean,
or not knowing how.
Or maybe not knowing how to.
Because even sometimes now I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Oh my God. But I think it's more of an issue of not knowing how to do it without feeling guilty. Do you think? Okay, there you go. Do you think that's that's a woman issue? That's a mom issue? That's a wife issue? Because you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, well, just fuck it, make the time and go. Well, I think because if the mothers, we feel so responsible for everything. That if we don't, honestly. Mm-hmm. Whenever we go out and do things, we go shopping, we never buy ourselves anything. Most of the time it's for kids or the husband or school or whatever. And I think it's the same principle when it comes to the home and the kids. You're cleaning, you're taking care of the kids, you're cooking, you're getting them, trying to get everything organized, and you just don't stop to think about yourself. And then when you do, you're like, oh crap, well, what if I don't do this? What if I don't get so-and-so's clothes finished drying? I think a lot of guilt plays into it, or worry that something is going to fall apart, and it's not. But
our message is going to be to everybody that you have to find time. The kids will have to take care of themselves. husband has to take care of himself. Husband and kids have to pitch in, and everybody has to work together.
They'll live
to get things done. The world is not going to fall apart.
I mean, even if it means including your kids,
exactly.
with you, doing it in between, things that you're doing squats at the sink. I don't know, just somehow or another you have to fit it in.
But one of the things that's going to come around to nutrition when we start talking about nutrition, it doesn't. I mean, because kids are not going to want to eat the quote unquote air quotation.
No, and I've found little ways around that.
But the message always from us is going to be: you don't have to be perfect 24 hours a day, because we are talking to real people as real people. And what I always tell everybody, look, there are levels to this shit, okay? If you just want to lose 5 pounds, if you just want to look good in a bathing suit, if you just want to get healthier, that is a lot different, a different world than trying to go out here and jump on stage at 4% body fat and compete. So, there is a huge difference there. For the regular everyday people, what we are trying to do is teach them the principles of people who compete and how to utilize that for themselves. The real world information, because I can assure you, a lot of people who are out here and do it for a living, and that is their job, is to stay super lean and shredded. They're not doing what you see on infomercials. They're not doing what you see in most of these articles. That's just not it. That's not what they do. Did I stump you somewhere because you got lost? No. So where are we at on our outline here? Because I feel
you didn't let me finish.
Oh, I apologize. I get in trouble sometimes, guys, because I cut her off on video. So let me shut up.
And then you start creating bases in the outfield.
Oh, I'm creating bases in the outfield. Okay, well, Go ahead.
But anyways, the situation that I'm in now that I feel a lot of the ladies or even some of the guys could possibly relate to is because of that injury back in August. I haven't been able to work out for almost a year now, and I'm close. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get released to be able to start really lifting. But I had a blood clot on my spine, and I've gained 20 pounds over the past few months. I say few months, almost a year. And so I'm kind of in a little predicament myself. And so I have that I, that I feel like others can understand. So I'm not perfect.
Neither one.
And it's taken me a long time it took me quite a while to get to where I was back in August, just because I've steadily been learning and adapting and figuring it out. And a lot of this is the whole it depends factor. It depends on your body and how it responds to things. And I finally had everything coming together. And now they get to see me get back to where that picture was. Because that's the number one goal for me right now.
Well, I think you hit on another good point here that I had made in some other clips that we did. And the one thing that I really want to get out there to everybody is that we are not here judging anyone.
Mm-mm.
We are certainly not.
That would make me a hypocrite.
Well, I mean, my diet, my nutrition, the things that I eat are not perfect every day. Okay. But I also understand exactly how my body works, exactly how each food, my body reacts to each food, the patterns which I'm eating, and how to manipulate that. And that's what we're going to be trying to teach people, but they definitely do not have to be perfect.
Nope.
So, what else do we have here? We want to tell everybody what different ways that we help people, because I don't want everybody to think that we just sit here and rambled on. We just really wanted to introduce ourselves and let everybody know what we're all about now. Well, what are all the ways that we have available right now that we are actually helping people?
We do workout challenges and transformation challenges.
So we have one group that is a workout challenge group. We'll put up a prize. We'll normally put up a supplement package by Phorm. We've done a squat challenge. We've done a push-up challenge. We've done
Did we do a pull-up?
We have not done a pull-up. So we've done squat. Okay. We've done push-up. We've done squat press.
Deadlift, blah, blah, blah. I just got tongue-tied.
We did deadlift.
That.
And then what we're going to be doing in the future, because we were doing it for reps, and we have everybody posted to the Facebook group to video verify. We try to get everybody in there to have fun. And what we're going to be doing now,
we're going to change that to total volume.
We're going to change that to total volume.
To make it even up the playing field there.
Right, to even up the playing field. We got guys out there that like to lift heavy. So then we can get into that bench press challenge, because everybody wants to bench press. Everybody wants to squat heavy. We also have a transformation challenge group, which we have a transformation challenge going on right now, a 90-day challenge where we ask everybody to submit photos and measurements and their weight every single week. And what we do is we go in there and we offer our services for free. We make educational videos. We teach people about how to work out. We also post different workouts that we help people make. We will help you get together a workout. If you want a workout, you want us to help you develop a workout. If you want us to teach you how to develop your own workout,
or
we
to
can
just
do that.
be there for you for motivational support.
And we're always there to answer questions. We also do Facebook live sessions there. We are also registered trainers in the first Phorm challenge that's going on. $250,000 up for grabs for the year there. A whole website that is 100% free to join. 100% free to have full access to that full website that'll give you a nutrition plan, a written out meal plan, workouts that will progress with you as you go. And it's also 100% free to add either one of us as a trainer to guide you along that process and that big challenge. We also have our main group, our main maritime focus group on Facebook, Anchored in Muscle. We also have a website, anchoredinmuscle.com, where we try to get a blog out every single week. That's Brandi's baby. She built that website. We also have a YouTube channel. Just search Anchored in Muscle. If we can get enough subscribers, we can have a specific URL there. But our subscriber base hasn't built up just yet, but I believe it will come along. We're working on it. So guys, as we go along in the future, of course, this is just.
Plus, you have an Instagram. Don't forget about your Instagram.
My Instagram.
And then we're going to have this.
At Muscle Captain Jason Buckner on Instagram. We're going to have this website, this podcast going up, which will be on our website?
Yep.
Just like a blog?
Yep.
So guys, this will get into being more educational. We will do interviews. We will take phone calls. I'm actually hoping that we can start to get a better setup here. We can go Facebook Live while we're recording, and we can have people call in. And we can have an interview. We can answer questions there. There's just so many things that we can do with this podcast. But this first episode, we just wanted to get this out here and let everybody know what we're about. We are definitely not professionals at podcasting. We are definitely not professionals at mixing audio. But the whole basis of everything that we are doing is in self-improvement. Now, I've worked with people who have over 150 pounds to lose. That is a journey. And people who didn't know anything about working out, didn't know anything about proper nutrition. And if there's anything I can do to inspire them because they just need to go from one place to the other, maybe they think it's not possible. Let's take a look at everything. Let's pat ourselves on the back for just a second, okay? What all have we done? In 1 year's time, we went from nothing to having, I think as of today, we have 320 members on our main group. Yes. 320, which we're trying to grow that. A big thank you going out to all the different towboat groups, the towboating addiction, towboater families. Those guys have been super, super supportive, sharing our posts, sharing our blogs. All the other towboat groups out there, the maritime groups, for sharing what we have, getting the word out about what we're doing. We want to thank you, every single one of those groups. Thank you for all of our supporters. We have many big supporters. But the one thing that I want to get across here, and I know that I just realized I'm just rambling right there, is if you're out there sitting on the sidelines and you think that it is just not possible for you, look at what we have done. We went from 0 to running 4 Facebook groups. We didn't know jack shit about building a website, but we now have a website that I think is pretty cool. We don't know jack shit about podcasting, but guess what? This is our first ever podcast. We will get it up. It will be online.
He is.
We didn't know anything about making YouTube videos. We didn't know jack shit about video cameras. We know jack shit about cameras in general, how to edit those, how to put them on Facebook. We didn't know anything about any of this stuff. But in a year and a half, and right over a year and a half, we've gone from nothing to something. And let me tell you something. You're probably going to be dealing with this a lot. There's going to be people out there you think are going to be hating on you. So what? They're not you. They don't know what you're willing to do. And if you think for 1 second that people haven't laughed at me and told me that I was just really fucking out of my mind, when I told them, look, we're going to do a podcast, we're going to have Facebook groups, we're going to build a website, we're going to do all these things. If you think for 1 second people didn't laugh at me, you're crazy, because they did. But the one thing I want to say here is we are here. We've done it. We've made it all the way. It's been a long journey. We've had some great supporters. I want to say thank you to all of those people out there. What else do we got here, Brandi? Anything else we got here? Do you have any closing thoughts as we get done? Because
and I forgot to say, I'm 40 years old.
You're 40 years old. Well,
almost in June. Might as well.
Coming up. We're probably going to be able to meet Dana Lynn and Rob Bailey if we choose to. If we want to go stand in those super long lines.
Yeah, that's gonna.
You want to go stand in those super long lines? I can't wait till we go to Summer Smash.
Oh yeah, see, that's my goal.
So what's up, guys? I mean, we can help you in so many different ways. If you want us to be your one-on-one personal trainer, if you want some counseling on nutrition, you want counseling on supplementation, you want help building a workout program, do not hesitate to reach out to us at anchoredinmuscle@gmail.com. Please check out our website, anchoredinmuscle.com. Check out those blogs, subscribe to those blogs, leave us your feedback, leave us a comment. And when we get this podcast posted, please, subscribe to the podcast. I encourage you, go find our YouTube channel. We do need your support, guys. The way we're going to be able to grow, the way we're going to be able to reach more people, to help more people, is through your support. Please share our posts on Facebook. Share our blogs from our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share those videos. Give us a like, if you will. Go tell a friend, bring them over, point them in our direction. That is going to help us out a ton. We don't charge a dime. You will never be directly charged a dime for a phone conversation, for a blog. There will never be a membership fee for our website. We do ask that you tell a friend, you bring a friend. We are, like I said, we are representatives for TransPhorm. If you want 100% the best supplements on the planet by the best company with the best service, please contact me. Let me counsel you on what you really do need, what you really don't need, so you can make the most out of your supplement dollar. We ask that you can get those products right there on our website. Anytime that you make a purchase, that does 100% disclosure, that does support what we do. But again, we have no sponsors. This is myself and Brandi. We do all this for free. What did we give away last year? We gave away like $1,600 in supplements. We're going to be putting out this podcast, all the posts, all the blogs. We gave out 6-pack bags, shaker cups, digital scales, supplements, and there is no sponsorship. Nobody is paying us to do this. So eventually what this will, if we ask that you come to us, let us counsel you on supplementation, please try to get something through our website or through a link that we give you. That supports what we do. And then we're going to be getting in with Amazon.com so that, if you want to know what meal bag that I use, if you want to know what digital scale, what slow cooker, what pressure cooker, we will post those things on our site. And if you choose to get something through our website, then of course they will give us a little bit and that will support everything that we do. But it's still, in all, you are never going to be charged for any of our help directly. We will, people are starting to say, God, you will really procrastinate on getting those shirts and hats out, but it's coming. We will have our own gear, but of course everything costs money.
Yeah, we're kind of getting our ducks in a row.
We're trying to make sure that we are going 100% in the right way. So I guess, guys, we're going to get out of here.
And I'll get better as we go along. I'm just really quiet until I get comfortable, and then it'll come on.
Right. The podcast is definitely going to get better. Our next podcast will definitely be more educational, but we really just wanted to get something out there because done is better than perfect. And we want to let people know what we're all about and that we truly care about everyone. And that is the main point. If you want help, if you need help, if you're up against it with your help, if you know someone, if you have somebody in your family, send them our way. So what all are our contacts, Brandi? I think this should be your part because you probably know them better.
God.
You probably know them better than me.
Not really.
So email
anchoredinmuscle@gmail.com.
Anchoredinmuscle@gmail.com. Anchoredinmuscle.com. Search Facebook, Anchored in Muscle, for the main group.
There are too many.
There are so many ways you can get in contact with us. Don't forget our YouTube channel, Anchored in Muscle on YouTube. So we're going to get out of here, guys. I'm sure we're going to have some really cool music at the end of this. I mean, what do you think? We're going to get better and better.
Yeah, and then my personality will come out more.
Your personality
and then y'all
come
will be
out
like, "Oh my God, shut her up."
I will ramble less and less. We have some funny shit to talk about. We're going to get some interviews going on. We'll have people calling in.
Y'all see me jack with him.
Yes, she will definitely jack with me. So, okay, guys, we're going to get out of here. It's been real. It's been fun. Get with us later.